Well, you didn't tell me you were starting. You have to tell me these things.
Okay, so we are at Pigeon Creek Park. It is in West Olive, Michigan. It's one of our favorite parks, and we're gonna do some flying.
So these trails here are normally lit trails after dark, obviously, not during the daytime. But it's really incredible. You can do some cross-country skiing in the winter from usually the first good snowfall. They start packing it and grooming the trails.
I don't know what kind of tree this is, but I love it. So if anyone knows what kind of tree this one is, let us know in the comments, because I'm really digging this tree. Look at all the cute little pine cones on the tree.
It's a great tree. It's a great tree. What you can't see is that Eileen made me take pictures of her and her smoothie in front of the tree earlier in the parking lot. So
yeah, for our blog. It's a green smoothie, and it has kale in it, and I knew that Dana wouldn't like it.
It tastes like frozen, sweetened grass.
But it's very springy, because you would be cutting the grass if we owned a lawnmower.
If we owned a lawnmower or a grass, I'd be cutting it.
We rent grass.
Our grass is rent.
No one wants that. You want to go? That's a horse trail. See what I mean?
And here we go again. There's a specific trail that I'm looking for, and I hope it's this park that it's from. I want to get an aerial shot of some white pines.
See, that's the thing. Like, I think this one, there definitely is a white pine loop in here, but there are more white pines at a couple of the other parks that we go to. Like in here, this would be gorgeous to fly if you had like a Mavic, because you can kind of navigate and articulate throughout the trees, especially once you get comfortable. With a Phantom, it's a little bit tough, because the way that the drone actually operates and the way that you have to fly it, being near trees is not a good idea. You hit one thing, you spiral out of control, you can burn out an engine, you can break a propeller. There's many things. You just shouldn't chance it. It's just not worth it. Is it filming?
Well, it's blinking.
Okay, it's filming.
Okay.
Here we are, walking
Hi there.
our trail. This camera's very heavy. I probably should make Dana do it.
Probably. What?
You
I'm
do.
already carrying all this stuff.
I have stuff too.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
You have a smoothie in a backpack.
And a purse.
You
You're supposed to film both of us.
Well, I can't do that.
we need to get a smaller
This is
camera
why we
for
need an
vlogging.
Osmo.
Dana has it in his mind that he's going to fly this track. No, you grabbed it, baby. It's attached to your phone. Nope. You grabbed it all, babe. I don't have your cord.
Forgot the cord. Got the cord.
If you're someone who doesn't have a photographer for her wife, because if Dana can't figure it out, he just hands me the remote and says, here, can you fix this? Or this is what I'm trying to get, or this is the, you know, what's wrong with the picture. What I had to do there was you adjust the aperture and the shutter speed, which there's only so much you can do on a DJI integrated camera. There really isn't as many manual settings as you'd hope, I guess, or I would hope. So the shutter speed I put down to 30, so it pulls the shadows a little bit. We'll have to adjust it. That's the one thing about being in the woods. When the sun goes behind a big tree or something, it'll go from dark to light, which is a little bit frustrating. But adjusting down the aperture a little bit so that the ISO isn't so high. You really don't want your ISO to be above 100 anyway, because then you get pixelation. which is not ideal, especially for a drone image, because being able to zoom in on something or crop it is a capability you want the option to do. So if you have your ISO too high and you're not doing night aerial photography, then just keep in mind that you will have pixelation. So he's at 100 for the ISO and he's at 30 for the shutter speed. All right, I think we're ready to go.
All right, let's do some recording.
Now what he's gonna try to do right now, the idea he had was kind of zigzagging through slowly.
Alright, so we're on the Ridge Trail and we're stopping to take a quick breather. The trail gets pretty intense down that way, which is nice. There's some hills and stuff like that. So
yeah, but Dana was trying to figure out like where to launch the drone. Directly above us is quite a thick canopy of trees. But we're thinking if we go up the ridge, which is, let me check, I'll tell you what trail number it is, which is Loop 6.
Loop 6.
It's Loop 6.
It's a pretty nice trail. It goes down by the creek. There's a creek overlook, so I'm hoping that there's some open canopy over there I can launch. We've gotten a couple of flights in and on the inside here, but real low ground level flights. I love taking ground level flights. They're so much fun. So it doesn't really bother me too much. The only thing that bothers me is that I've got to avoid the trees. Kind of scary, but
Yeah.
I've hit one before. I don't like it very much. We won't talk about that. There's a YouTube video all about it.
It was during Halloween, so it may or may not have Halloween sound effects in it.
I think it's probably one of my best videos. You should check it out.
Well, debatable from a wife's perspective.
I was pretty freaked out.
Debatable.
Anyway.
So yeah, at this point, if you start at the parking lot, you're about 2 miles maybe in?
Maybe. I think we took a little while because we were filming and stuff.
Yeah.
It's probably closer to a mile in. This trail to our right would be camera left, I think, is the loop back to the parking lot. And it's also the lit path that the
Ute cross country.
Ute cross country
which we've
ski
done
on, so.
one time with Patrick, our son.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
I'd like to do that without a 10-year-old crashing into me, but whatever.
He's 12 now, so I mean,
He's
maybe
12
he'd be
now.
better.
Maybe he'd be better.
Who knows? Who knows?
But 10-year-olds have a save yourself mentality, so don't cross country with them.
Yeah. Another thing too, if you're coming here with the intention to drone or shoot, like standard photography, it is filled with bugs, which you might say, duh, it's the forest and it's spring, but this park, more than a lot of other parks, because of the park itself is dirt, which matters because on this side of the state, in Michigan, a lot of the parks over here are dune parks, so it's sand. You really don't get a lot of bugs. Because this park is heavily full of dirt and different types of deciduous trees, there's ants everywhere. There's bugs everywhere, like all over the place, which is a little bit alarming if you're focusing on a camera, if your eye's in a viewfinder, or if you're watching a drone and all of a sudden a very large bug hits you in the face. It could cause an accident. I'm just saying.
Or poops on your shoulder.
Also, I hate ants, like carpenter ants. Not the little guys. Like the little guys are, I can hang with them. Big guys, though, no. Wouldn't hire them for contract work.
They're not very good carpenters.
No, don't like them.
They're terrible. They're actually destructive, so.
Yeah. So anyway,
they're the worst kind of carpenter.
We're gonna get back on the trail and hopefully get above the canopy of trees with the drone.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love these cocoon things. There's a bunch of like little worm guys inside of this, squiggling around, and soon they will be moths. This is what I like to call hashtag photographer problems, because Dana knew I was going to film those cocoons, and he has left me to fend for myself. So, I can either go back to the car, or I could just do all crazy things out in this field, be a little